apparently. It's happening all over London. Spontaneous outbreaks of this are happening. It's a new verb. And the verb is Vanessa Feltzing. This is not my invention. I have the inventor, the creator, sitting right in front of me. You better catch a heavily edited and censored burst of it. Here it is.
Everyone's Vanessa Feltz, drink the Alka-Seltz, Feltz, Feltz, Feltz. Everyone's Vanessa Feltz, drink the Alka-Seltz, Feltz.
We had to choose that clip. We had to get rid of the rude words. The man responsible is a rapper, a stand-up comic. Actually, you've attracted an audience of fans already. Seriously, people are coming in to stand and watch you speak. His name is Jester Jacobs. He's known to his family and friends as Joe, though. Can I be a family and friend?
Of course you can, Vanessa.
Joe, welcome to the show. What the heck is going on? I get this phone call from my other half yesterday about 7 p.m. He says this track has dropped, because that's how we roll. We use that kind of language at Feltz House. This track has dropped, he said. I said, all right, what is it? And last time it was Stormzy and Where Do You Know Me From? Where do you know me from? Before that was See Me Driving My German Whip. But this time it was Everyone's Vanessa Feltz, which obviously I like much better than the other two. Why wouldn't I? What the hell is it about, though? I've listened to it about 50 times. I still don't really get the gist, Joe.
Well, it's many things to many people. Essentially, I think the best way to describe it is, I'd say Feltzing is a positive movement, and it's inspired by you. And I think that the dream of any rap singer such as myself is to produce sustained and consistently compelling broadcasting.
Of course.
Over an extended period of time. So
I wish you lots of luck with that.
Thank you.
I mean, you have various personas and alter egos. You're known as Jester Jacobs, and Jester Jacobs is a stand-up comic, right? What are you doing? What are you banging there?
My phone's kicking off because I'm here in Feltz Towers.
You've got to turn your phone off. Come on, first hallmark of the professional. So Jester Jacobs is a stand-up comic and rapper?
I am, yes.
And this, I mean, I love the rap, obviously. It's fabulous in every way. What is the gist of the lyric? Is the gist of it that you haven't really succeeded in life? Is that what it's about?
Well, no, I kind of looked at you as a source of inspiration because you've exceeded to, the best of your abilities. You're Feltzing at the maximum capabilities possible.
No one could Feltz more vociferously or with more vehemence than I do. Well, that's
exactly.
Quite very true.
And I think, I built from that, and I wanted to create a kind of positive movement based around that and see if we could get Feltzing in the hip-hop kind of terminology.
What do we have to do it?
Well, I mean, the streets are on fire right now with Feltzing. It's going across the country. We just got to keep the momentum up. I mean, I'd be interested in working with you on the follow-up if any producers are listening.
And I'd be very interested in working with you. And we know producers are listening. They listen to this show. It's their benchmark on a daily, if not hourly basis. Of course, they're listening. I mean, we should fill people in a little bit on the fact that, I mean, I realise that this is not a 100% homage that you're paying to me. I realise that there is a similarity between my surname maybe and the sound of an act that we couldn't possibly discuss on the radio at this time.
No.
But I mean, there's definitely an element of irony here, I'm assuming, an element of humour. I wouldn't say you're necessarily heaping unequivocal praise on me, are you?
Well, I mean, nobody's perfect, Vanessa. Nobody's perfect.
Come on, some of us come close.
But I mean, the word Feltzing I think it's a beautiful word. I just like saying it.
So do I. We never changed it. When my family came to this country, it was authentic.
It's a wonderful word, and I mean, to be honest, you're a bit late to the party because I've been performing this song for about a year, and it always goes off the ravers on fire every time we do it. Oh yeah.
Am I late to the party? I hate being late to the party.
Well, you've got to come and make an appearance. Do the track on stage with me.
I would love to. Well, how do we do it, though? What do you want me to do?
Well, I mean, I tried to get you involved in the video, but I think we might have run it past our man Derek here, and Derek felt that it was potentially obscene, and therefore I ought not to sully myself with an association. But now I've seen the video. I feel I can't keep away. You see, is it obscene? Not really. It's not obscene. I mean, it's just like life, I mean, I do think you kind of are like a rapper in many ways because, you're always in the studio. You keep your ear to the street.
That's right. So they're quite absolutely true. So the album has a picture of me on the cover as the logo on a tin of chicken soup, which couldn't be more appropriate.
Well, absolutely.
And what is the album called? And how can people get hold of it?
It's called Chicken Souped Up. It just was released following my mixtape. Please download my mixtape and purchase my album.
How do people do that?
Well, they can find me on Twitter at Jester Jacobs. And just get in touch and keep it Feltzing, basically.
Oh, definitely. Now, we have a clip without rude words, and here it is.
Everyone's Vanessa Feltz, drink the Alka-Seltz, Feltz, Feltz. Everyone's Vanessa Feltz, drink the Alka-Seltz, Feltz.
And you're a stand-up comic, so what's an evening of your stand-up comic? Is it all rapping, or are there jokes or stories, or how does it work? Are there sketches? What do you do?
I kind of do a little bit of everything, really. I kind of do a lot of stand-up comedy that's straight, and then I do music performances on the side. I mean, I'm trying to find my feet in all this myself, to be honest.
I mean, we won't quote exactly the lyric, but you say in the Vanessa Feltz song, you say, you know, my dad watches me on YouTube and thinks I'm a beep.
Well, yeah.
Is this? Does your dad think you're a beep?
I mean, I'm probably one of the few hip hop artists who's had a video out in which he's crying at the start of it. You know,
why were you crying?
Well, it was about kind of first world problems, and I really wanted to set the scene and paint a picture. And I was in a psychiatrist's office in tears. I don't think Stormzy or any of his ilk will be doing anything similar to that.
No, I don't think so either. Although I really like the bit where Stormzy's mum joins in.
I know, it's brilliant.
She just comes out of the house in her trackies and just joins in. I love that bit. So if we could organise something a bit like that, it'd be very... Although I would get much more dressed up, obviously, as if for a bar mitzvah, but then I would happily... in very high heels, totter out of the house and join in.
I think now that you're on board with the Feltzer movement, we should look into maybe making a trap.
Listen, I created that movement, or maybe my father will say it was him,
100%
or even
did.
my grandpa. And funnily enough, when my grandpa was in the army, in the British Army in the Second World War, one of his colleagues wrote a poem to him, which ended up something like Vanessa Feltzer, I hope you'll give me an Alka-Seltzer. So that rhyme is a familiar rhyme. That was written obviously between when did the war end? Pre sort of, whatever. And, here we are again, 2015, showing that there's nothing new under the sun.
Everyone's Vanessa Feltz in Drink than Alka-Seltzer.
That's exactly the thing, right, quite. So the video, where did you shoot it? Carnaby Street, somewhere near there?
I walked around the West End, and if you watch the video, you'll see I was kind of attacked during the video itself. I mean, and at the end, a police car does appear because obviously 30 people in Vanessa Feltz masks is quite a strange sight, and they wanted to
Even
follow
I
up
found it a bit unnerving.
Complaints. Well, I'm just glad you didn't threaten legal action, to be honest.
What could I sue you for?
I mean, I'm using your name and 30 effigies of you dancing through the streets.
I think that's a compliment. I'm taking that as a huge... I'm taking that as one more step on my route to immortality, quite frankly. What I'm wondering is, I have a beautiful 15-month-old grandbaby. I'll just show you a picture. Look at that. Look at that baby. Gorgeous or what?
Beautiful.
Okay, do you think I should show him the video? Obviously not listening to the words, because I don't want him to hear those words, but to see his grandma in 30 effigies just leaping about Carnaby Street, good idea or bad idea?
For a child so young, it could be mildly disturbing.
Okay, so is there a sort of age limit on this, do you think?
I think so. I mean, but I think the Feltzer movement is for everybody, really, in essence. You're never too old or young. I think everyone can get involved.
So I asked you when you arrived. I mean, I realise that this is not unequivocal praise by any means, and I realise you're not a secret Feltz worshipper or even an open Feltz worshipper.
Well, you'd be surprised.
I don't know. I would be surprised. But I asked you, what do we think is the essence of the core of Feltzing that we can discuss on the radio? And you said it's to do with a long career, which is all right.
I think so, yeah. A long career, consistently brilliant broadcasting over a long time.
That's nice to say. So this is from Pete in Acton, who has looked at the thing, the film. He says, I've just watched the video of Jester Jacobs, Vanessa Feltzing. Blimey, he says. They chose, he lives in Acton, he has a sheltered life. Blimey, he says, they chose one or two scary-looking photos for it. I assume this will be playing at your house at your next party. A great tribute and a great deal of fun. You're right, though, that those of a nervous disposition probably may be better to avoid it. Personally, though, he says, I think you should have appeared at the end in real life. Great stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with him. I would have loved to have had you in the video. We had to make do with the masks. My director Rick showed up with the masks. I didn't request them.
Well, for a live performance, I'm in.
Well,
as far as I'm concerned, we can take this to the top. I'm not kidding.
Let's make it
Whatever
happen.
We have to do, we'll do. I mean, frankly, whoever we have to sleep with, we'll just have to do it. What can we do?
Rather you than me on that.
I don't think so. I think you or me. And whatever strings we have to pull, whatever we have to do,
agreed.
We've got to be ruthless. Just channel Madonna for this. Whatever she did, we'll just do that. Whatever it is. I'm not quite sure what it was. I don't know if I'm any good at doing that, but whatever it is, we'll try and do it.
You'll have to kiss Drake to make that happen.
Oh my God, I'd love to do that. That's absolutely my line of inquiry. I would love to kiss Drake. Okay, well, let's do that as the first. Kiss Drake and then go to a party with Nick Grimshaw, have a really sore throat, not come to work the next day. We'll do all of that.
Okay, let's make it happen.
I went to see 50 Shades of Grey with Scott Mills,
How was it?
Ghastly. We detested it. We both detested it for different reasons. We hated it. Okay, straight after this, this Mark Machado says, why don't you and I go to Glastonbury together?
Well, I would love nothing more. I think I'm going to Glastonbury already. Let's take the main stage by storm.
I'm in.
Everyone's felt
Okay,
it.
Definitely. Certainly. Jester Jacobs, Joe, it's been really nice meeting you. Thank you very much indeed.
My pleasure.
It is a very interesting video. If people aren't scared of a few rude words, they will probably love
Can I
it.
say happy birthday to Rick and thank you to SBTV for putting the video up for me?
SBTV, that's Jamal, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Love Jamal.
Top UK lad.
Really nice bloke. Yeah, okay, yes, you may. You've done it anyway. Okay, coming up after this, we'll say goodbye to Jester. We will find out what's coming up on Robert's show. We'll see if Robert is Vanessa Feltz. He probably is, knowing him. He's always ahead of the crowd. And that's what we'll do after this. Bye-bye.
BBC London 94.9 Sport.